What a season finale of Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. My God, that was just nice, pure emotional closure right there. That was good. I'm not saying this is the final season because I guarantee you Studio Bones is going to finish this to the very end. I guarantee you there will be a Season 3, no doubt about it. But damn, Season 2 was definitely better than Season 1. Like, the emotional impacts, the development with Mob himself, how he developed, how he's able to catch on. He's not as slow or dense. He's still, some of it's still there, but he's improved a whole lot. His friends, him realizing other people's perspectives, especially that point, because he sees a lot of people who are like him in his world, but they weren't as fortunate as he was to go down the path. You'll be surprised how a lot of people in this world, we all sometimes can start at the same starting point, but because the path we choose or the path we lay on will determine sometime a major impact on who we are in the future. It does. You know, your settings, your family, your religion, your culture, all that. Imagine there are three other me's in this room, but each of us could be a different race, a different culture, all that stuff, or different situation. Poor, medium class, high class, or whatever, and determine our environment or who we see and interact with will determine who we are down the road, how we perceive things. And the reason why we all have different points of view on one subject. And it determined between Mob and the president himself. The president, in a way, was like Mob. They were both extremely powerful people, isolated, and they didn't know how to, cope with other people. Mob, however, had people around him. He had his family. He had his friends to motivate him. Even Reagan to tell him, especially Reagan, to tell him that you don't need your powers because your powers don't define you. If you only be defined by your powers, who are you really? It's just your powers living your life, not you yourself. And we have seen this plenty of times with all the people Mob themselves have fought. And speaking of this fight was just, oh my God, Studio Bones. When it comes to animation, you don't even have that much of a big budget, but yet you do some damn good freaking fight scenes. My God, man. I swear, man, you're like up there with Youthful Table and Madhouse. Hell, you don't even need the budget. And I just keep going back to this. Why couldn't have One Punch Man be adapted by Studio Bones? One Punch Man would have done a fantastic job. But that's just me saying that. But damn, I am really, really just like, why? But that's the story for another day. We're here to talk about Mob Psycho because Jesus, that was some beautiful fight scenes. And Mob himself was being controlled by his powers for a little while. He was being aggressive, a little cocky until he saw his brother's face and realized you shouldn't be doing this. You're supposed to have your own point, and you can't save everyone. You can't change everyone's point of perspective, but you can at least try. The president himself is a man who didn't have Mob's luck. He ran an organization. He was by himself. He didn't know anyone else that could cope with him and tell him that you don't need to rely on your powers to be your own person. So his entire life, he let power run his life. And because of that, he lost, his wife wasn't dead, but she left him. And I guess Show was living with the wife for a while and would sometimes hang out with the dad. And he was trying to get the dad better before the mom came, but it was too late. He learned his lesson at the end, realizing that people need other people. You can't evolve, you can't progress in life by yourself. It is impossible. Because you don't know what's wrong with you, you don't know what is good of you, you don't know your flaws, your strengths, your weaknesses, you don't know none of that unless you interact with somebody. You don't know who you really are if you're just going by your own opinion. And because of that, you might think of something that's completely incorrect, which is bad. Very bad. And because of that, Mob learns that he can be who he wants to be if he tries. He doesn't have to be the best. He doesn't have to be standardized. As long as he wishes to go down that path that he chooses, and with the support of his friends, he can prosper and find his own happiness. Life is his own. And then at the very end of that explosion, the broccoli seeds. Oh my God. The funny thing about this is that the broccoli was actually teased in the first opening of Mob Psycho Season 1. You know, the giant-ass broccoli. And in fact, when I recall, Dimple turned into the broccoli. Well, no, he didn't. The broccoli turned into Dimple or something like that. And then Reagan ate him as some food. I think that's a giant symbolization right there. A little reference to Season 3, by the way. The broccoli will have a role to play in Season 3. And as probably, if I bet my money on it, Season 3 will probably have to do with the cult that Dimple and the cam girl have been creating for Mob from behind the scenes. They're trying to find a glorious leader and stuff like that. And Tsubumi, will Mob have the courage to talk to Tsubumi? Tsubumi seems to be interested in Mob. I guess she's trying to wait to see Mob find out who he really is before she does anything. I first didn't like Tsubumi from Season 1, but thanks to Season 2, it gave me a different outlook on her. On something like, maybe she's not that bad person, maybe because the author wanted you to show her as a bad person, but in the end of the day, she didn't really want to hang around him because he didn't know who he was, so therefore he was boring to her until he created his own personality. He's not as cool as anybody else. In fact, he's pretty lame, you know, but still, he's becoming something, you know, something that's like a nice little underdog, a guy that's just trying his best every time, where he wins or loses. And people love to cheer for the underdog, you know, and everyone loves that because it's a very relatable person the underdog is. And that's who Mob is without his powers. And of course, the ending where everyone's trying to go find a place to live and the Body Improvement Club was their camp. Oh my god. And Surazara working with Reagan and them. That was nice. So it pretty much showed everybody, you know, Scar trying to find their own purpose, you know, trying to become who they want to be now in this new world. You know, they still have their powers, but they don't rely on their powers. Even some of the kids that are being experimented on, they themselves even decide they want to quit because they realize that even though they have good intentions, other people who would want to get these powers would want to do something bad with them as well. So they says best, like, you know, let's just stop, you know, and let's just live our lives. But let's still hang out because, you know, we're still friends. So that was nice. That was a nice little bow, a nice closure on this season of Mob Psycho. Really good, you know. And of course, there's still some unanswered questions. And that's what's the point. We're going to have the Taster season. I can already guarantee you, probably a couple of weeks down the road, we're going to have that Mob Psycho confirmation for Season 3. I bet you. You know why? Because Studio Bones always do their best to complete a series. Whether it's anime original or they try their best to go straight off the source material. Studio Bones has never doubted me before by that. And they do a pretty good job. It's the reason why Studio Bones is like my most favorite anime studio of all time, because they do such an amazing job and they put a lot of passion into their projects. So it's just nice to see them doing that nice work. So can't wait to see what they do next, because it was just absolutely fantastic, by the way. And now we just wait and see what's next. What's next? Don't know when Mob will be coming out for Season 3, but I know it's going to be announced. I bet you it will. No doubt about it, man. Anyway, just like I got one more video for today to do. So I'll see you guys next time. Madcrown out.